A small portion of today's video is kindly sponsored by Eufy. Well, hey friends, it's Natalie. So glad you stopped by to hang out with me today while I do a bit of sprucing up for the summer. Today is actually the first day of summer, the day I'm filming this video, and I would like to get a head start on a bit of the maintenance and decluttering in our home. Specifically here in the living room, would like to just kind of get it reset, maybe do a little bit of decorating. I have a couple of fun little vintagey pieces. You know, I keep it pretty simple, but it is fun to kind of reset things for the new season. And I'm so glad you're here to join me. If you've got some decluttering or cleaning to do around your house, now would be a great time to get on up. Or if you use YouTube as just a way to relax and hang out, let me keep you company. I'm glad you're here. We're gonna start over here in what I like to call the corner of chaos. This is our hall tree in our entry, kind of the drop zone. I literally have winter coats still hanging on this thing and some other random odds and ends. So let's get this spot reset, and then we'll make our way through the rest of the room and into actually the front porch, which is kind of like a second living room for us. I've got some sprucing up that I'd like to do out there as well. So let's roll up our sleeves and get started. Why don't you share in the comments where your corner of chaos is in your home? I think if we're honest, we all got them. I actually have multiple, so it sure feels good to get this spot under control and get the ball rolling a bit. And if you're new here, I just want to give you a warm welcome. I love to make the topics of homemaking, simple living, and minimalism approachable and applicable to real homes and real families, all while sharing encouragement and real motivation with you. I'm so glad you stopped by and that we get to hang out today. Ew. That's like a pepperoni stick. I thought it was like a tree stick from outside, and I'm looking at it closer. It's a meat stick. So gross.
Where?
That's a meat stick. I just found it like under this cushion. Ew. Butter knife, cool. Cool, 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 cool. And a Lego. Want to take a guess how many Legos I find in this video? Legos and wire nuts. That's what I'm always finding around here. In addition to the bobby pins and hair ties that I leave around everywhere. I do it too. And the question for this seat is it flippable? The way I handle this sort of thing is if it has stains on one side, I flip it. And then when there's stains on both sides, it's time to wash it. It is definitely time to wash this. There are literally snow gloves still over here. So I have to put that into snow bin in my office. Ew, oh. Judah, how did one of your shoes just get full of dirt? Like, take your shoe off and just pile dirt into it? Okay, well, that's good enough. Haley's drawer. Keep putting our garden gloves in our shoe drawers. We need to put that in the garden glove drawer. Okay, guys?
Okay.
And we're good in there. I have a pair of shoes that I need to also throw into the wash and a pile of dirt on the floor. Look at that. My Eufy mop vac will make quick work of that little pile. Easy dubs, as the Gen Z or Gen Alphas say. And thanks so much to Eufy for sponsoring the next few minutes of this video. So it's been over a year now since my life was changed by Eufy robot mop vacs, and you've heard me sing their praises ever since. Well, Eufy's done it again, and better than ever, with their all-new S1 Pro with always clean technology that keeps your floors and itself sparkling. It makes my minimalist heart so happy to be able to say goodbye to multiple brooms, vacuums, and even my mop. Eufy has completely redefined what a cleaning robot can do with the S1 Pro. This is the world's most advanced cleaning robot and always clean mop. A mop that cleans itself 170 times per minute to mop up your messes without making a bigger one. I love that I don't have to worry about it making mud or spreading dirt or bacteria from other spots or rooms with its UV certified deep clean and continuous self-cleaning power. But what about carpet, you might ask? The S1 Pro's vacuuming is just as intelligent and effective as its mop features. On carpet, the mop lifts to be hidden to keep the carpet dry and clean, and suction power is boosted for a robust vacuum cleaning. It boasts an impressive 8,000 PA level suction that lifts even the most deep-seated dirt and debris and dust from both carpet and hard floor. Got hair or pet fur like we do? It's no match for the anti-tangle brush roll and state-of-the-art filtration system. After putting in the hard work for our floor care, the robot vacuum finds its way back to its base station for a little self-care. The sleek and ergonomic 10-in-1 UniClean station is the perfect pit stop to empty both its wet and dry waste, clean and auto heat air dry its mop, add ozone sanitized water in solution, and quickly recharge its battery for the next round of cleaning, which around here with 3 kids is probably within the next 10 minutes. I really do love the sleek minimalist design of its base station. It has these little glowing features, and the LCD touchscreen lights up with easy to use one-touch controls. For more detailed or advanced controls, we actually turn to the Eufy Clean app, where it shows a map of our house where we can tell the vacuum exactly where to go, how much water to use when it mops, how much suction to use when it vacuums. A fully customizable clean is just a tap away. Whether you're home or not, you can set up automated schedules for different zones, rooms, or your entire house, day or night. From its true course mapping technology to its 3D real-time obstacle avoidance, the navigation on this thing is absolutely incredible. It goes from wall to wall without missing a thing. I've literally never had it run over or into something it shouldn't, or go into a room or down a staircase it shouldn't go into. It's never gotten stuck, wedged, or jammed. It measures obstacles with millimeter level accuracy. It can even detect pet poop on the floor and avoid it and the bigger messes other robot vacuums always seem to get themselves into. During the summertime especially, the last thing I want to do is clean my floors, but they're the actual dirtiest during this time of the year. And if you're anything like me, you know what, now would be a great time to check out the Eufy S1 Pro. I've got a link in my description box, and I'll update it as coupon codes become available. I think it's $100 off right now, so you can go check it out if you want to. Thanks again so much to Eufy for keeping my floors clean and for making today's video possible. The entry is looking so much better, and while he's taking care of the floors, I can move on to other things. This other part of the living room, I've got some decluttering to do. Okay, these books. I think the way I'm gonna handle this is to make a pile of books that will stay in this unit, a pile that we're keeping but I'm going to put in a different spot. We have book storage in our schoolroom as well as our bedroom. And then of course there will be a pile of books that we are moving on from and decluttering out. Also a pile that needs to go into the boys' room or Haley's room, because they also keep a little collection in their rooms too. Like this one, Minecraft Epic Bases. There you go. You can take that. I also saw another Minecraft book. Here's another fun one. There you go. Hey Judah, could you come here? All of these little house books, they're ready to go back to their box in the schoolroom. Could you put them on the desk and I'll put them up on the shelf, please? Okay, I think we're in good shape here in the book cabinet. Sent some stuff off that is for the kids specifically that they keep in the rooms on their bookshelves. Sent some stuff back to the schoolroom. We had some like curriculum or school books that ended up in here, but we're done with school. School's out for the summer, so that can go back into that room. And now I just have like our anthologies, I Spy books, I have some reference books. The kids during their reading time will grab like the Chicken Encyclopedia or the Charles Dowding No Dig Garden book. We have a couple of cookbooks that they like to thumb through that we literally do not use in the kitchen. We just have them here. Yes. Those are video game cookbooks, Stardew Valley and Minecraft. They're so fun. our 1,000 Hours Outside, and then we have some of our like little series. So the My First Little House books, and then also some like Christmas books and stuff like that that I don't pack away. I used to pack those books away with our Christmas decor, but it was just extra work to pull it in and out of the tote when we do have room for it right here, and it will just live there in its own little section. Like I have a bookend that kind of separates those and keeps them contained against this wall. And then I lifted the shelf up a bit to give more room for these taller, like the I Spy books are really tall. And now we have a shelf dedicated to our Bible study time, which all of the members of our family have daily Bible study time, but we haven't really had a place for the Bibles to go back home to. We've kind of just left them on the couch or the dining room table or on top of the TV unit. Sometimes we tuck them in here, but it was too much of a mess to have like its own little home. But now we've got that. Now all that's left is a little stack. I actually have some other Bible study materials and stuff like this here, but I'm gonna keep it on the shelf in our bedroom. I also have our wedding albums, which they're too long this way. They're too deep for this cabinet, and I don't wanna store them on their spines. I've noticed they've gotten a little battered lately since storing them in here, so I'm gonna transfer them to the bookshelf in our bedroom with these other books, and I have a declutter pile. Let's look at what we're getting rid of. This one, it's just the book of Proverbs. I think I got this at a women's retreat or something as a prize. I can't remember where I first got this. I didn't get it for myself. It's not really my style. I crack open my whole Bible to read the book of Proverbs. Photos just feel just kind of generic. It's not really what I want. So I will pass this on. We bought this years and years ago. It is a huge, heavy book, and it is beautiful. But we have not opened it for probably 2 or 3 years. It's almost brand new. I might just pop this into my gift tote that I have, where I reserve things to give as gifts to people. This is still so crisp and beautiful, which probably shows how little we've actually used this. I got this as a souvenir. I was given this years ago when I worked with Disney, and we were on a trip with them, but again, we just don't, this isn't something that I would buy for myself, and we don't read it. You know what? The Marie Kondo books, I bought these years ago before I ever started doing more decluttering, in the hopes that they would be the ticket to help me get my life under control. And I know people really love her methods, but they just don't jive with my brain. Nothing against sweet Marie, but it's time to let these go. They are no longer sparking joy. How ironic. So I'm decluttering out the decluttering books. I'm just gonna kind of keep the decluttering train a-rolling. Oh my, what's back here? Okay. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm looking at. A plastic cup with a random ball in it. This looks like your handwriting. Come here. Is this yours? Oh, did you take that book back? I was gonna declutter that out. Do you want me to keep it?
I want to keep it.
Okay. Okay, I did have this in the declutter pile, but I didn't show it to you because Haley snuck it back out of there. The cover has completely come off. Maybe we can just duct tape it. Want to keep this one? I haven't seen you read it in a while. That's why I thought maybe it was time to move on from it, but there you go. Anyway, this basket, I've had it for years. I have hated it for years. I actually had 2 or 3 of these, and the other ones I've already decluttered out because all of them, I don't know what it is, the way they're constructed, the gauge of the wire, I always stub my toe, like the wire goes in between my toes. I do it all the time. I had one in our bedroom and I would run into it in the dark and stub my toe all the time. I literally stubbed my toe on this thing, or like split my toes. I don't think stub is even the right term. Just last night. And I actually don't even really like the look. I bought these when we were in our old house, and it was when I had more of that sort of, you know, like the 2016 gray interior and white farmhouse, live, laugh, love metal baskets sort of thing. Hey, if that's your style, no shade to you. It's just not my style anymore. Or should I say, this isn't my toe style anymore. I am done hurting myself on this thing. So I'm gonna use this basket. It's still perfectly good as sort of the carrying thing to get me to the thrift store when I donate these books and whatever else I find to declutter out of here. But what I have been doing lately, I was actually talking about this on my Patreon channel, is swapping out things that I have in my home for their vintage counterparts. So instead of the metal toe splitter basket for my blankets, I got this one. And you might say, wait, isn't that farmhouse? Yes. I would say this is more like classic farmhouse. That is more like Chip and Joanna Gaines' 2017 farmhouse, if that makes sense, which there's nothing wrong with that. Whenever I talk about personal style, people get offended like I'm saying their style is bad. It's just not my style. So I have always wanted one of these sweet woven baskets. I think my kids might be old enough now that they're not going to destroy things that are wicker in my house as I sit with a broken cane door behind me. It was super cheap to get this basket. So even if it doesn't last forever, I will still enjoy it more. Out of that blanket basket, I pulled this wrinkly tasseled pillow cover. I really like to do pillow covers that I can take off and launder, which some of mine right now are looking a little stained up, so I'll probably throw them in with that seat cushion cover that I took off of the entry. But I have had this pillow for a long time now. This was an old Target one. It has a hole in it that I need to repair, but I've just been loving this motif, this color scheme, the floral pattern on it. Just, I don't know, something about it. Every time I see it on the couch, it was actually in the blanket basket today before I grabbed it. It just makes me so happy. So I'm kind of gonna go off of this. I want to swap out the curtains that I have. So we remodeled this living room this time last year. We were doing this project. It was in June. And I played it safe and just threw these sort of oatmeal flax colored linen curtains, which have done beautifully. I actually had a whole project where I hemmed them. But ever since doing that remodel in our main bedroom, where we color drenched the room in that really deep, rich green color, and then looking at this pillow, I have felt like this window area could use an upgrade. So I ordered these curtains from Amazon. They're actually the same brand and type of curtain as the dark chocolate ones that we have in our main bedroom. So I've been really happy with the quality. Oh, that's a little bit more avocado green than I was expecting. Does that look? I don't know. That could be pretty. I'm gonna get these up on the curtain rod and see if I like them. Curtains. They are new. I'm just gonna try out this color. I don't know if I love it yet, but you do? Aren't they pretty? I think they look kind of
Classy?
yeah, I think they look kind of classy. Oh, aren't you sweet? They're a little wrinkly right now. Man, they're almost the perfect length. You dusting? I was gonna do that for my video. You're working me out of a job. That's okay, that'll give me more time to do fun stuff.
Here, look how dirty it is.
Oh, dang. I bet you'd find a lot of dust on top of the piano. It is amazing how a little pop of color cozies up a room so much. I wish I could go back to my 2017 gray and white self and just encourage me that reducing the number of items in my home would give me that simplicity that I was craving, rather than making the palette of my home the simple thing. I feel like I was putting effort toward the wrong side of things when in reality, simplifying my space didn't necessarily mean I had to make it blah and bland. Don't get me wrong, there's a time and a place for a good neutral, a nice gray, white. My walls are white in here. I chose this color over the pinkish yellowy taupe that the previous owners had in this house, just to kind of give myself a clean slate and a blank sort of palette to work with to then bring in some really fun colors. If I would have told my 2017 self that I have green curtains and a red chest of drawers in my living room alone, let alone all of the other pops of color that we have around this house, I would have not believed you. I thought they might be a little bit too yellowy green, but something about it, it's giving me 1920s Art Deco sort of vibes, especially with these vintage, which I have to reinforce this one, it's kind of fallen out. These vintage curtain tiebacks that I have, aren't they so pretty? Oh my goodness, this combination is making me so happy. I've got so much light coming in through these front windows right now. It's hard for it to translate onto camera. Right now, these curtains look almost black, but in person, they are such a beautiful, cozy pop of color, and they frame this window so nicely. And I spy with my little eye the red Bombay chest of drawers that we put socks and gloves into, and it's kind of a drop zone for Weston and me. He has the top drawer, he throws his keys. Just love this. I found this, I wanna say like in the holiday season around there, and it has done really well for us. But something that I'm noticing on here that doesn't belong is the little spring plaque that I put out here on the first day of spring. I have a set of 4 of these. They were originally my Grandma Judy's, and she would always switch them out with the seasons. So now it's time to grab that summertime one to redecorate this little spot. I think I'll also clip some of my roses that I have growing beautifully, put a little vase here, and call that good. Very pretty. I love it so much. It is so warm outside right now. I just stepped out to clip these roses. This may be the first day our air conditioning has turned on, because I have not noticed that dramatic of a difference from inside versus outside temperature. This is where we are, I guess. Happy summer. Very grateful for AC. Speaking of outside, the next spot that I want to work on is our front porch. For us, this space has become an extension of our living room. We spend so much time out here, but much like the living room, it could use a bit of sprucing up. I still have this tool caddy for our fireplace that we don't need right now for the months that we're not burning in our wood stove. So I'm gonna take that out to the shed. I've got random blankets and stuff that need to be laundered. Our cats are indoor, outdoor, but the majority, like 90% of the time that they're spending not hunting, they are on this front porch swing, which it's one of my favorite spots too. I don't blame them, but it's kind of covered in cat hair. And I've never sort of redecorated our front porch since last year when we set up this porch swing and I threw a couple of pillows and throws onto it. I've been kind of getting into a very casual version of an Americana theme for our front porch specifically. We've always had our American flag here, and I recently potted up some deep red geraniums, and I would like to bring in some whites and blues to this spot and give it kind of a classic yet understated Americana feel, especially with the 4th of July, Independence Day, right around the corner for us in the US. My olive tree suffers from seasonal depression. Oof. Ow. It might not be as cottagecore and aesthetic as using a broom to sweep off the deck, but nothing beats using a leaf blower to do the job. Well, I don't think I have ever been happier with a summer decorating session than I am after what we worked on today. The green curtains in the house, tidied up space in there, my yellow roses in the entry, and then what I put together here for the front porch. These blue and white gingham check pillows are so cute, especially with those red geraniums in that vintage terracotta. I have one more piece that I'm waiting on for this swing. I actually ordered like a red and white toll print early American tapestry sort of pillow. It's vintage. It's on its way from eBay. And if I get it in time to post this video, I'll post a little picture for you guys so you can see kind of the finished look. I also grabbed from a local vintage store this sort of muslin blanket. I don't think that this is vintage. Sometimes they sell more like boutique items in addition to vintage and antique pieces. But I think to mitigate the cat hair situation, I'm not gonna leave this blanket out for them. They have their own blankets that they get to cuddle with, but I have this vintage picnic basket down there. And when I'm done using the blanket on the porch swing, I'll throw that back into that little picnic basket. Did I just say picnic basket? Well, that is gonna do it for me today. You know what I just realized? I just thought of this. The next clean and decorate or declutter and decorate video that I do is going to be my fall clean and decorate with me video. Is it too early to say that? I'm sorry. Fall is my favorite season to decorate for, to live in, but this front porch is giving that a run for its money. I really love how this turned out, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thanks so much for coming along with me as I got stuff done around the house to kind of spruce things up and reset a couple of spaces for the summertime. I hope your summer is off to a good start, or if you're a Southern Hemisphere friend, your winter is off to a good start. It's crazy how that works. I was just explaining that to my kids the other day and it was blowing our minds. So I would really love to know where you're watching from, whether it's the Northern or Southern Hemisphere. Introduce yourself in the comments. Thanks so much for spending a little part of your day here with me on my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are, and I'll catch you later.